How are you doing? Did you like the first two lessons? In level 3, we are going a step further. And let me see if I can explain it a little bit or give you an idea of why it is so important to do this work. Usually we focus on what we see. And if our eyes and our ears and the other senses are functioning in the same way as they always will, as they always have, what you see is more or less the same. But isn't it true that some days you see things differently than the day before, like the same job, the same people, the same work, one day looks very different than the other? And you think that's only because the people have changed and the job has changed? None of them have changed. There's something in how you see that has changed. You maybe had something that was very relaxing or exciting or refreshing. So now you see different. So we're doing Kum Nye to activate the flow of energy, the flow of feeling. As they flow through the senses, they become refreshed. They don't become so fixated. It's like there are filters in front of our senses. And everything comes through the same filter. So we always see the same thing and have the same opinion. Because Kum Nye makes those senses more liquid, you can say, more open, those filters disappear. And the senses are more refreshed. So what you see will change because of how you see. So in activating the flow of feeling, it's like you put your senses in a little bathtub, like you wash them a little bit, you soak them a little bit, you shake them a little bit, and you do this a little bit, and the sense, finally can see something a little bit more fresh. You know, if you're in a new environment, your eyes are also fresh, unless you get worried. Well, how should I be? What should I look like? So your eyes are all tense to figure out how you should be. So those tensions that have been there for a long time, and they're kind of the same over the years and maybe more tight, that tension we are releasing. That fixture we're loosening up. And what you see is changing because through Kum Nye, how you see changes. So yes, it's true, you see more inward and more outward, there's more open seeing, that's all kind of technical language. But you can see deeper. And still we go a step further, because we're not only seeing outwardly better, we're not only develop how we see outward, but also inward. Not like I'm looking inside and trying to see something, but if these senses work both ways, then whatever is in my potential can come up through the channels of the senses. So my internal world, my potential starts to come to the surface because the tensions in my eyes and my ears and my knowing isn't holding them down, isn't suppressing them. Can you imagine if you take off a lid of a jar, and inside the jar there is all kinds of live things. They come up, they come out. And that's the same with what we're doing here. So if your eyes relax, whatever it was held starts to come up. So we call it your potential is being released. And that means how you see is different. And what is it that you see that's different? It's the how of the other person, the how of the world, the how of a process. You begin to see many more dimensions of the visual world. And therefore, of course, your actions are more in tune, more caring, more appropriate, more embracive. So your potential is being released through the senses in how you see. And therefore, you feel that your life is much richer. Like if you do Kum Nye for a while, it seems as if there's more, it's not really like that, but as if there are more layers of the visual world and the visual imagination. They start to reveal themselves. They were locked before because of the filters, because of the position, the holding of how we were looking. So if you take them off, you take off the gate, you open up the gate, then there's a lot else that can be experienced through seeing, through hearing, through feeling, through knowing. And that's what we try to do. I hope you appreciate your eyes, your ears, and what happens is that your whole being will begin to see. And your eyes and your ears, they're just some of the gate. that your being will begin to see. I hope you appreciate yourself.